family, how y'all doing? I had to move from under my regular tree. I started out, the video was like, it was so nice, the lighting, everything looked so great. But there's a tour bus with nobody in it, just sitting over there where I usually record, and it's just running and making noise, and I don't want it drowning out my video. When I made the twin flame video, I had on the teal looking hat like this, and there were so many distractions when I was trying to make that video. It was like ridiculous. I started recording that video at 9 in the morning. I ended up having to leave to pick up the kids because there was so many, there was out here, the agriculture department was out here doing stuff. They started cutting grass. Like, it was just so many things that stopped me. So I started the video at 9 in the morning, ended it at 4 in the afternoon. I had to leave, come back. It started off with 2 cranes screaming and screeching, and they actually kept doing that throughout the video. I had to pause and stop so many times. Oh, and I think that was like a sign that the twin flame union can be very difficult. I think that's what that was a sign of. It was annoying. Now today I'm getting a few distractions. It's just starting off a little annoying, but it's okay. It's okay. And this is about soulmates. I think this is a much lighter type of, I'm gonna make it lighter. I mean, listen, soulmates can be anything. Karmic soulmates, soul tie type soulmates. Then you have soul partners and, you know, romantic soul connection. So it's not always bad. It's not always good. Depending on what you think good and bad is, right? So I'm thinking this video would be a lot nicer, a lot more positive, because I was really annoyed when I made that twin flame video. I was aggravated as hell. So fam, before I get into this video about 5 signs of a soulmate connection, let me just start off by sharing what I think could be an intuitive message. So on Sunday night, I was sitting in my bed, kind of like shuffling. Well, let me just start by saying this. First of all, I have been feeling like kind of unbothered lately. I feel like for one, a lot of good things are happening, but then even the things that can be perceived as bad, they're not bothering me like they normally would. And I'm surprising myself as to how quickly I'm, you know, kind of like just getting over things and not really being bothered by things. So, maybe that's a good shift that we're all going through. We're starting to just be able to deal with a lot of different energies easier and not be really bothered by it so much. You know, it's not taking a toll on us. November, October was tough for me, but it's lighter. It's been changing bit by bit. So intuitive message. So Sunday night, I'm shuffling my car. I'm sitting on my desk. I like tarot cards. I've been fascinated with tarot cards even since I was a teenager, when we didn't have YouTube and tarot channels and stuff to learn it from. But I was drawn to these things that obviously my soul remembers. So I'm sitting in the bed on Sunday, shuffling my tarot cards. I got several decks. I'm not a reader, but I do understand the meanings of the cards, and I like to play around with them. They say that you shouldn't read for yourself. God, I hope there's not too much wind. They say that you shouldn't read for yourself. So what I do sometimes is I'll just ask for advice. Ancestors, universe, God, whatever you want to call it. I'll ask for advice and pull some cards out to get advice from the higher powers. So I'm shuffling the cards and just playing around with them. And, you know, sometimes a card will drop out while you're shuffling them, right? But this card popped out, popped out and fell over. And it was the Justice card. Now, the Justice card is the 11th card, right? My life path number is 11. It's also the Libra card with the scales and balance, and I'm also a Libra. So I resonate with that card, but it popped out, and I was just kind of made me think, okay, justice, fairness, balance, something to do with justice. Okay. Keep that in mind. I go to work the next day, Monday. The first client that I have to massage, her name is Justice. So interesting. I tell her, oh, like, your name is cool. And she's like, yeah, my mom named me after her favorite movie, Poetic Justice. And, we chatted. I was like, okay, but, I kept that in my head. Here's Justice. Okay. So later on that night, Monday night, I decided I need to run to Walmart and grab my girls. They have this spirit week at school where they need to wear a lot of Christmas things, and they have Christmas PJs they need for pajama day and whatever. So I decided to go late because I don't like the crowds too much. I decided to go late to Walmart and go pick up some PJs for them. I find some PJs for the little one, Christmas PJs, and the brand is Justice. So now I'm in Walmart like, okay, I get it. Justice. Something about justice. Okay? So, maybe I am meant to tell you all that justice is being served. Maybe you have paid your karmic debt or whatever. Or maybe just justice is being served in your favor for people who have done wrong to you. So maybe that's something that's happening for us. Justice and fairness and balance. So I did it. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to share, but justice something. Justice for all. Okay? All right. Now, fam, let's get into the video about soulmates. 5 signs of a soulmate connection. As I said, it could be all kind of soulmate connections, but I want to keep it light. And I will start with number 1. The first sign of a soulmate connection is synchronicities. My life is filled with synchronicities, especially number synchronicities. And usually when I connect with somebody and there's something for me to learn from that connection, something that means something, there's some sort of synchronicities. Whether it's astrology, whether it is just the numerology, whether it is repeated patterns, remember, similarities to other, it's just synchronicities, right? Let me give you an example. I have a brother who's 10 years older than me, right? And that number 10 is also a synchronicity. So I've mentioned to you all, my mom died when I was 2. Grew up with my dad and my brothers for the most part. But I have a brother who's 10 years older than me, right? This brother has been like a mother to me and my sister, right? It's almost as though this brother of mine, part of his purpose was to kind of like be there to, support and help and be like a guidance for me and my sister. The things that he's done and the things that we haven't had to do. My brother knows how to do hair, cut men's hair, do women's hair. I never had to go to a salon in my life. My brother took me to my first modeling search where I was chosen to do modeling. He got my sister's prom dress made for her prom. Like all of the things that he's done were like things that were kind of like what a mother would do. So it's almost like a part of his journey is to be there and be like help or support. So I do believe he's a soulmate. Not only is this brother 10 years older than me, right? Which that number 10, I got my name. My brothers, him and my older brother, they asked my parents to name me Nadia after the famous gymnast, Nadia Comaneci. And she was famous for scoring all 10s. I had this near-death experience where the hospital that my brother worked at who saved my life was an ectopic pregnancy, and the due date for that pregnancy was 10/10/10. My brother is 1 month. His birthday is like we're like 1 month apart as far as our birthday, but then 10 years apart. He was born on 9/21, and I was born on 10/22. So we're like exactly like a month apart, and he's on the Virgo Libra cusp, and I'm on the Libra Scorpio cusp. There's so many synchronicities in regards to my brother, our connection. We look like twins. People think we're twins. We have the same build, body. We work out the same type of way. We are very similar. And like I said, the role that he played in my life, that would be the example of a soulmate. And still to this day, we look out for each other. So that's a soulmate that I believe a part of his mission, a part of his life, was to be here and be support and help and guidance for me and my sister. I've lived with him at different times in my life. Me and my sister lived with him as little girls. The amount of things that he did were the type of things that, like I said, like a mother would do. That is a soulmate. So that's just an example. Synchronicities and things like that, that is a sign of a soulmate connection. You know, when I first made that, the first video I made about twin flames and soulmates, I remember this one, you know, some years back. I was living in fairy tale land, pretty much. Maybe it's my Pisces moon sign where I'm all. The union is fairy tales, and, you know, you're running through fields of lavender, holding hands and running towards the rainbow with the pot of gold and all that bullshit. That is not the case. Okay, maybe it's the case. I'm pretty sure it's the case for some people. Not all of us are supposed to be living some fairy tale life on earth. Some of us have some hard lessons to learn in this life for whatever reason. So it's not always, you know, sunshine and beauty. You know, it's it can be pretty dark, right? So I had to stop romanticizing the union once I got a taste of reality. Once I got a dose of reality. Number 2, you evolve, you grow, you even glow up sometimes after a soulmate connection. And it doesn't have to be a positive connection. It could be karmic. It could be a connection that shows you the issues that you may have, the things that you need to work on. And the other person sometimes learns as well, sometimes, because it's all our decision to learn from these experiences. It's up to us. You know, individually, it's up to us. But I've had more than one. I've had several soulmate connections, and I know they were because of the synchronicities that I've had that have shown me. I mean, I've had some amazing things that show me that people are soulmates of mine. And I find that I've done nothing but gotten better, or, you know, just grew, learned some things about myself after these connections. So that is a sign, that's a second sign of a soulmate connection, that you actually grow, evolve, you learn some things about yourself, and you accept that there are some things that you need to work on. That is a sign of a soulmate connection. If it makes you see the issues that you may have, some things that you need to work on, and you also see that you have grown, and you know, you doing better after going through certain unions, that is a sign that it was a soulmate connection. Whether it's something that lasted and it's a healthy connection that you learn from, some of us, we have to learn the hard way, because otherwise we won't learn. That's just, you know, the path for some of us. Some of us rebellious people. I know who you are, the rebels. So that's number 2. You've grown, you have learned some things about yourself and healed and things like that. That's what happened to you after the connection. That's the second sign of a soulmate union. Number 3, the third sign of a soulmate connection is when you have an instant connection with somebody. You know, that doesn't happen all the time, where you just instantly connect with somebody. You all are just comfortable, and there's no jealousy or anything like that there, right? I've had a couple of those where you know how, and I know you know the difference, where you can connect with some people and it's almost as though their insecurities come out because of the fact that you are near them. For some reason, they look at you and then they feel insecure about themselves. And not even just looking at you, just being around you, they suddenly feel insecure about themselves. It's not like that. With some soulmate connections, there's an instant connection, and there's no jealousy. It's just easy. It's just easy. That's the best way I can put it. instant connection. I've had this happen where there's a couple of friends that as soon as I met them, we talked and we just clicked. And we're still good today. We don't have to talk to each other on a regular basis, but when we do talk, we're good. Like there's no uncomfortable energy. That is a sign of a soulmate connection. None of that uncomfortable energy. It's comfortable, and it's just no jealousy and just an instant connection, instant healthy connection. I hate to hear myself say healthy because I know sometimes a soulmate connection isn't always healthy. Those are the ones that need to end, most likely. But like I said, I'm trying to stay on the positive side, okay? And I keep sliding over to the darkness. But then we gotta have both. We need a balance, good and bad, right? Number 4, you can be yourself in the connection. And I mean really be yourself. See, sometimes we think we are being ourselves, in connections, and oh yeah, I can totally be myself. And I actually thought that at times, until like really losing the ego and really being able to really look back. And I wasn't myself in some connections. I wasn't. We think we're being ourselves sometimes when we actually are still holding back or not saying certain things because of how the other person's going to feel and so on and so. In a healthy soulmate connection, you don't have to wonder and worry if you are going to say the wrong thing and so on. You don't have to do that. It just flows. You can say what you feel, not be afraid of how the other person's going to take it, and being yourself, being your true, authentic self. When you can do that, that's a sign, like I'm changing the wording, that's a sign of a healthy soulmate connection. That's a sign of a healthy soulmate connection when you can actually be your true, authentic self, not worry about how the person is going to feel, whether they're offended, and you don't have to do all of this watching your words, doing it like, no, that is not a healthy soulmate connection. So in a healthy soulmate connection, you can be yourself and be free to say what you want, feel, express how you feel, and not be concerned about the other person feeling bad or feeling hurt. You kind of understand each other like that. Like I said before, it's an unspoken thing. You don't even have to really talk about it. That's the sign of a healthy soulmate connection. And number 5, you raise each other's vibration. You raise each other's frequency. I don't know about you, but whenever I'm around a soulmate, like a positive, a healthy soulmate, I get excited. I'm very chatty, very talkative, just like high vibration, high energy. One of the times that my brother came to see me, I think it was about a year or so ago, maybe 2. He came to visit me, and we were up late just chatting and blah, 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 just running my mouth, because like I said, your vibration increases. You're just high vibe and just like chatty and full of energy. That night I went to bed and had some out-of-body experiences. At the time, I wasn't really I didn't really tell him or anybody else in the house about it. They wouldn't understand. But it was one of those times where I had a vision and felt this buzzing in the sparks, like I left my body, astral projection. It kind of freaked me out that night. But it's interesting when you have to keep that to yourself sometimes, because you don't really have many people to share that with, because they won't really understand. My brother kind of understands because he has strange experiences himself, like shocks of energy and stuff he's told me about. But sometimes it's just like you just don't want to bore people with that because they're really not going to get it. But that did happen to me one time when he did visit me. Aside from that, just to mention the synchronicities, I had signs when he came. So he came and I had to pick him up from the airport, and you know how they're standing under a certain number at the airport. Guess what number he was standing under? 22, right? Then we go get gas. I go pull up to the gas station. The last person who got gas got $22. It was on the pump. Like, it's just the synchronicity. It's just never ending. It was just, and I was pulling up behind cars in front of me, which when I picked him up, it was just like they were flying off the handle, like a sign trying to let me know, whether it's the higher self, the higher power is letting me know this is your soulmate or one of your soulmates. So raising each other's vibration, raising each other's frequency, being full of energy and talkative and chatty and just excited around each other, that is a sign of a soulmate connection. And those are the 5. My 5 signs of a soulmate connection. I think I'm going to put a healthy soulmate connection because I didn't want to talk about all the darkness, okay? So that's it, fam. There's a couple things I wanted to say before I end the video. What was I thinking about? So I want to share a little secret with you all. Something that I've been thought this, but I just never really wanted to share it because I wasn't very happy about it. But I think I kind of figured out part of my purpose and part of the reason that I'm here on this planet. And it is to pay some sort of karmic debt, experience a lot of things that are going to cause me to go through a variety of different emotions. Of course, share that all with you. And I also feel like I'm here to even serve as some people's karma and to kind of like receive karma or pay debts through. I believe that I'm here to kind of show a lot of people who they are, kind of mirror certain things back to them, their behaviors, and show them what needs to be worked on, the issues that they have, or to serve as karma, and maybe that's the reason that justice card kept coming out and seeing justice everywhere. I feel that that's part of my journey. And don't feel bad for me, because that's some of y'all journey too. Yeah, some of you are here to go through lots of experiences. That is why, like I said, since I was born, there's been all kind of difficulty and drama and shit around me being born and childhood and everything and all the experiences that I've had. I believe that that's a part of my journey, to feel a lot of pain, feel happiness, feel all different types of emotions, share it with you all, serve as karma for certain people and show people who they are, as well as paying karmic debt. And I don't know what I had did before, but I'm sorry, okay? Because sometimes I just really be like, I would love to see myself in whatever form I was before I chose to do this, where I chose to live this life, whatever energetic form or whatever I was before. I would love to see my enthusiasm or feel my enthusiasm about signing up for this. I just would love to see how I was like, oh yeah, I'll go and serve humanity and pay my debts, and yeah, I'll do it. Fam, clearly we were chosen to kind of do this because we are not afraid. We're not afraid. A lot of people are in fear. They're in fear of even being vulnerable and admitting that they have things that they need to work on. You got people out here, oh no, I'm not affected by that. I'm over that. That didn't bother me. Oh, I'm good with this. Oh, I'm here. Oh yeah, I don't need no issue. I don't have no issues. I'm good. You got people like that, and it's total bullshit. Too many people are like, they're stuck in the lower chakras, the root, sacral, solar plexus. There are people who are in survival mode all the time, where they have this unhealthy attachment to money, where they are afraid to give and they're holding back and taking and not giving, and survival mode. And in fear of being hurt, being used, we none of us don't want that. You understand? But we're not going to live our lives in fear. We're not going to allow all of the bad experiences that we had to take over. We're going to accept. I mean, that's the first way that you heal, right? Is by at least accepting that you got something that you need to heal from. And so many people don't want to do that. So the reason that we're chose to do this difficult shit is because we're not afraid. We're not stuck in fear, stuck in survival mode, holding on to everything with this poverty consciousness, afraid to let go, afraid to give. And, we're just not those people. And because of that, we got the hard job. It's a hard job, but somebody got to do it. And who better than us? Yay! That's sarcasm. But anyway, fam, it was nice chatting with y'all. This video is probably long. I don't know how long. I haven't made a long video in a while, but thank you for watching me, y'all. I will be seeing you soon. Peace and blessings.